What's up, guys? Welcome to Rice and Beans. Jester and Big O are back in the house. What's up, man? How's it going?
Yo, man, it's going like a fish in a frying pan out here in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet, man. It's been hot out here in Cali, so I can just imagine what the fuck it's been like fucking in Arizona. Holy shit.
Well, you know that dry heat, everybody says it, but when you live it, it's something else. And when you got cankles going on for stress and everything else, you know, all that water evaporates out of there really quick.
Just thinking about like 130 degrees, dry heat is not what comes to mind. Dry heaves, on the other hand, like, fuck
Well,
that.
so you don't feel it until you get above 116. And we didn't reach, no, we had a couple days at 118, but at around 115, 160 degrees, internally, you feel the stewing going on.
Right? It's gross. I mean, I've been like, I think the closest I've been to 130 was we were in Vegas one time and it got like about 118, 120. And I could feel my fucking shoes melting as I was walking across the street. I was like, this is fucking gnarly, man. No, there's no need to live like this.
Exactly. I had a pair of Skechers that lasted me 1 year after one season of heat in the summertime.
There's still like there's no traction on it, but like the sole is still just as thick. The tracks all just melted together.
You look like you got a cleft foot walking around. What's the matter with you? How come you're walking like that? You retarded or something? Or the R word, as some people like to say. Oh, man, my soul just melted in the 130-degree weather, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I can just imagine. I'm like, that's got to be gross. I'm like, and even worse, like being sick in that kind of weather. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. You know,
I
you're
can't,
all looking like Quasimodo walking down the street, and then you got a cough going on.
I can't even imagine, man. Like again, when it gets to like 100 out here, I'm like, nah, this is too much. I'm like, who the fuck got fucking loosey goosey with the thermostat? I'm like, that's bullshit.
One year we went out to Disney World out in Florida, obviously, and it was like 98 degrees with humidity.
Oh fuck, that's got to be worse. That like I remember like it was 75 and like humid when I was in Maryland, and
Yeah.
oh, that's a different kind of heat altogether. That's just
Oh,
like
yeah. That's swamp gas.
dude, I got sweaty just standing there. Like
Hmm.
I wasn't moving. I was in the shade, and like all of a sudden I'm like, why the fuck am I sweaty just standing here? This is gross.
You know what's worse? It was Christmas time when we were there. You know, speaking of heat, man, what's with all these fucking wildfires? It's summertime.
Yeah, it was Bad Religion said it best. The hills of Los Angeles are burning. Yep, it's fire season again, folks.
I couldn't tell you how many barbecues I've seen already driving down the freeway out here. We had a couple of seasonal fires going up closer to Flagstaff, just like it's going on in California. And it's nasty, man. This heat all around is just horrible.
Yeah, I'm glad it's heating up the pool water and all, and that's cool. But I mean, aside from that, it's like when I'm not in the pool or I'm like not in the air conditioning and have to be out or walking around or just being out in it, I'm like, yeah, this fucking sucks. I don't like
Yeah.
this.
There's already reports of half California's lakes losing millions of gallons of water just evaporation. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I just saw something about they're finding new and creative ways to like combat that, and so now like they turned one of the reservoirs out here into like the world's largest ball pit. Like they, like those plastic balls in the ball pit.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, they basically just filled the reservoir with them, and then they just float on the top and they block out the sun, and it's supposed to help with the evaporation and shit.
Yeah, so what you're talking about, that was a company a few years ago that posted all their information out. It's not only the color of the ball itself, of their balls, but it's also the material that they use to help dissipate the heat so that it prevents the moisture from evaporating, which is wonderful technology, especially for hot areas.
I still want to jump in. Dirty as that fucking reservoir water is, I still like it. Again, the world's largest fucking ball pit, like fucking a kid of fucking epic proportions.
I just think we should take part like in Dune, everybody in a body bag and take all the moisture out and throw it in a well underneath. One day this water will fulfill the land once again.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be like fucking. No wonder they're fucking. You'd think, right, with the like Israeli war thing going on, you would think they'd be fighting over some shit like water in the desert, oil. No, they're fucking no, not water, not oil. Just
They're
relax.
pretty good out there in Israel with water. They're pretty good with land. It's just a matter of the people they're around. They have shitty neighbors. It's kind of like when you're in that apartment complex and you keep hearing people thumping on their floor, but it's your ceiling. You hit that broom up there and like shut down up, and it never stops.
Only in this case, the brooms are like Tomahawk cruise missiles flying over your roof.
Well, that's when Israel's firing over there. When Hamas is firing to Israel, they got some fucking Iranian cluster shit that get blown down. And yeah, that goes into the topic. The Israel wars against Hamas. In Gaza. And before you take a side, understand what is actually going on out there. A lot of these people out there protesting, for the sake of Palestine against Israel, don't understand the dynamics that are going on out there. If it's a humanitarian thing that you're protesting and that you feel the people shouldn't die, you're absolutely right. War sucks. Innocent people die, children die. And in those areas they don't really care. They're just going out and kill. But let's not, turn a blind eye to Vietnam. I mean, Americans been, in these type of, brutal ground wars and killed many innocents in the past. So, we don't have unscathed blood. But, with the whole Hamas thing here recently, Israel attacked a main military commander, and this was during what was supposed to be a ceasefire. But is it really going to allow a ceasefire now? What do you think?
They were like, truce, psych.
Psych.
Get him, son, get him.
Let's be honest about this. For whatever side you want to, root for, there is no winning side. And don't be an anti-Semite and don't be against, Palestinians for that sake, on the matter. Just be for the people. I have been in Israel before, and I have been when air raid attacks have happened. It's a sinister thing, and I make a disconnection association in my head. But when it really comes down to it, those bombs, those rockets, they could have landed anywhere, and
bring me my brown pants.
all of them are brown now. Shit, it's my shit. But it's really it takes you to a spot that you don't want to be. And as an American in Israel, seeing attacks from Hamas and them hiding and shielding themselves behind innocent people, children and women, that's the worst thing ever. If I'd been there during the recent outburst of the underground tunnels that they had found and the major, going over the border into Israel and taking, hostages and killing people. I mean, they would have never heard the end of it if, American was detained and killed, which has happened already too. So,
yeah, look how wild people went over that fucking that holding people at the border and the whole like cages and shit like that. Like, could you imagine they're fucking dropping bombs on motherfuckers like that? Hell no. Yeah, like it'd be over. If fucking chick clocked a dude in the fucking jaw, like at the club, like it's one thing, but if the fucking dude clocks her back, now all of a sudden he's the villain, even though it looked like a fat dude wearing a hat.
It was a lesbian. Let's be honest here.
It was, but I didn't know that at the time.
Dropping bombs on their moms. Fuck Kyle Longs. That's what Ice Cube's saying. So just remember, it's all about the humanitarian thing. Before you choose a side, understand that both sides, it's just people. We're talking about governments fighting, terrorist regimes. That's basically what's going on. And, the people are caught in the middle of it. So don't hate the Jewish faith or the Israelites over there, and don't hate the Palestinians, if you're on the opposite side. Just remember, it's Israel government and military against the Hamas, and everybody else is getting caught in the crossfire. Stick to that and you'll be a sane person.
Then that humanitarian shit didn't work for me either. I said I humanely put down that heifer and like nobody was fucking going for it. So.
Yeah, when you're bombing the humanitarian effect to feed people, it's like putting down that heifer down at that cowboy bar that you're at.
You know?
Laid that heifer down and impregnated that shit. And that goes into the other war. I mean, the Ukrainian-Russian war, right? I mean, what do you say about that? There are some good documentaries out there that describe this whole, what's going on in that region. How Ukraine was their own, country, in the fact of the people and the region and everything else, and how they were pulled into Russia itself as a conglomerate, ipso facto, big Russian,
Like it
territory.
was, then it wasn't, then it was, then it wasn't. Now they're
Yeah.
like back on halvesies. Is it his? Like, is it theirs? Is it ours? Like Russia's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
how we
But
do in Mother Russia.
yeah, but the Slavic regions out there, there's, it's been turmoil for hundreds and thousands of years, man. I mean, but Ukraine was their own sole country before Russia brought them in, before, World War One. A lot of people don't understand what's going on in this presence. And the reason why Russia's trying to take them back is because of the reserves of resources, just like how Russia lost $200 billion when they sold us Alaska for $7.9 million back in the late 1800s. They're losing all these resources and they need all this stuff. And Putin's on a regime that's trying to get Russia back to, a communist nation that, will take over the world almost. And I'm not saying that he's going to try to take over the world. It's just that mindset of, bad American conglomerates and everything else, and that's creating bad people when having a communist country is creating equally as bad people.
And they're gonna fucking link up with North Korea.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the talks of going with North Korea, and also talks with India, right, which is scaring China because of the South Sea issue that's going on there. And now China's, getting their armaments ready and their military active. Hell, they found 4 Chinese warships outside of Alaska within a 150-mile range of Alaska seashore. So that's close to the economic region, not, so much out there in the sea, but still, that's pretty close.
Fucked up, man. Like the fucking price of rice wasn't high enough as it is already. Now this. Great, thanks.
Yeah, whatever. Uncle Ben ain't gonna cut it no more.
No shit. Guess we're switching to stovetop.
Or we're switching to rice-a-roni. That's what.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a San Francisco treat right there.
I thought that was dick.
Only in prison with a slice of lemon. But hopefully, this whole thing with, the NATO regions and everyone supplying, help to Ukraine itself will, give Russia a stance of backing down, because right now it's not looking good for them. And the longer this goes, and even if they try to negotiate a peace talk or ceasefire, it's only going to mean that, they're going to prospect themselves and, get ready for another attack later down the line, because right now their military is being, not humiliated, but kept at bay.
In high school, I called my junk the NATO region too, because like a lot of talk, not a lot of action.
How'd your V2 rocket shoot?
Mostly off by itself.
It shot up straight up like this. Oh man, it's just been nuts, man. That's what this is about, right? I mean, we're having this discussion because it's the what the fuck current events, right?
Exactly. Like fucking war, high rice prices, fucking
Damn,
price of fucking rice and shit's going up. Price of gas coming down.
India
Makes sense, right?
India talking to Russia. Oh no, 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 no! You stay away from the Ukraine. Don't go to China. What the fuck? Oh man. Which leads us to our next topic, man. This is up your ballpark, right up your Browntown alley, right?
Yeah, fucking P. Diddley. Did he or did he not?
I think he did do it.
Like, when that song, we can have your friends get with my friends, and we can be friends. Now we know his friends were the Epsteins.
They hung around.
Did that make him an island boy?
I don't know, man. Island boys.
And it's funny when
Oh,
I see kids that look like that, I'm just like, that's the first thing I think of. It's stupid shit.
oh my God. Those guys were fucking Rafiki wannabes, man. I don't know, man. This whole Sean Combs, P. Diddy shit, man. The raids in LA and Miami. I mean, fuck sakes. All for what? A rape charge?
And that fool bailed. He is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, well, that was a smart thing to do. What wasn't so smart is leave your children's at home with your wife.
He listened to the theme for Chappelle's show one too many times. Better not bring your kids.
Yeah, but he didn't listen to that one dude in Georgia. Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Yeah, the Antoine Dodson.
Yeah, there you go. You know, it looked like P. Diddy was rubbing up against some shag carpet on a wall. Fill the motherfucking carpet.
He didn't take the kids. He was going back to the island. He's like, you don't take sand to the beach.
Don't you know Ozzy Osbourne's going to outlive Miley Cyrus?
That would be some shit.
That would
mean,
be.
it could happen. Fucking Jagger's still alive, and so is Richards. I mean,
Yeah, well, with all that fresh blood in him, you know.
yeah,
Oh,
but like fucking like there's other people in the fucking industry that had to have known about this shit. I mean, like, there's no way. Like, that guy was way too mainstream, way surrounded by way too many fucking people for somebody not to have fucking known about this shit.
yeah, they're talking about human trafficking, drugs. They're talking about, weapons and whatnot. Well, I mean, if I'm rich, I'm going to have a bunch of weapons. I'm probably not going to have drugs because I don't swing that way. Well, at least not hard shit. But, human trafficking ain't really human trafficking. It's more like bringing some, South Thailand lady boys for the weekend and then send them back.
That's human relocating it.
Ah,
Think they fucking would have learned like from that boat shit in Africa, but guess not.
well, so that's where the human trafficking comes in because they're smuggling a whole bunch of my children in that butt bus, back home. Oh man.
And I'm sure there was plenty of that going on that fucking island, those motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a docuseries, well, not series. It's a documentary about a World War II vet who came back from war, and next thing you know, he started doing dudes on the side as a playboy, and then aligning some of his war vets in for some gay hijinks for money with starlets down in Hollywood. So he had a big fulfilled life. He wasn't a pimp per se, right? But he hooked people up basically.
Yeah,
And,
at that gas station, right? They all
yeah,
worked at a full service state, Dreamland.
yes, that's what.
Yeah. That was their code word. I want to go to like the Cougars would be like, I drive up and like, oh, I want to go to Dreamland, and the fucking whatever fucking guy was like, oh, it's your turn, go for it, and they would fucking go fucking throw it down and then come back with a fucking envelope full of cash.
Yeah, basically. I mean, and he didn't necessarily do it for the cash, but he was well taken care of. So there were times where he wanted to be there, yeah, it was a sexual environment and whatnot, but when they offered money, he'd be like, no, don't worry about that. And the next thing you know, he's got a house that's paid for him, or he's got land, or somebody flies him out to go somewhere, not on his dime, it's on their dime. So, you see that nowadays, you hear about these stories nowadays, I should say, and you look at Hollywood in a different light. It's just one of those places where hedonism was, from the get-go. They figured they could get away with shit, so they tried to get away with as much shit as possible.
And that was what, in the 40s already? That show was going on?
That was
30s?
going late 40s, 46 to 48, stemming into the 50s to 60s, and he was still active up into the 70s.
Yeah,
So-
that figures.
But it's just crazy, man. That place is just, hedonism at a height. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me in any of these cultures,
No.
what's going on down there.
No, no, and it's like, yeah, like you said, the shit's been going on since back in the day, and like it's just now more like it's not going on any more or less. It's just more in the public eye because of what technology is now and the internet, and you know what I mean. Like there, you had to wait for a fucking newspaper to come out, back in the fucking 40s when like that whole Dreamland shit was going on,
Yep.
and there were apparently there was all kinds of people that knew about it, but again, like word of mouth only, right? Because again, you fucking hand crank the telephone or read the fucking newspaper, and that's
Word of
it.
mouth, hand crank. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, right. There we go. Boom. You see what I did there?
Yes. I felt
So,
it.
so, so yeah, like no, like it's just, I think it's a big deal now because it's more in people's faces. Like it's more like
Yeah.
this is what's actually going on, and like fuck your illusion of what this fucking town really is, and it like I would trip out because people like tourists they come in thinking, oh man, this place is gonna be fucking awesome, and they show up and it's fucking Bumville, and every other fucking corner smells like piss. So
Yep.
yeah, and that's definitely not on the fucking travel brochure. I can tell you that much. And
Yeah. Every time I come down and see you, I know what I'm getting into.
yeah, right, it's fucking like that's Hollywood. Like that's what it's fucking dirty and grimy and gross. Like it's
Hmm.
not like it's not like the shit they show you on TV. They fucking chase the bums away for that shit first,
Yep.
and then they start filming, and then there's people standing around so that only select weirdos get to go through, but like you don't see like the real fucking weirdo meth head that's fucking standing there like wondering like should he take a shit on the fucking Walk of Fame, or is he gonna fucking double down and fucking piss and shit on the Walk of Fame?
Or maybe just hunch over and drink his pee while he's bent over backwards.
Like it's a fucking zoo down there. Like I saw a homeless guy fucking take off all his clothes, wad him into a ball, and then start kicking the ball down the middle of the fucking street. It's like like it was like Vine or some shit like that. Major fucking street, just fucking straight naked, kicking the soccer ball that are his clothes, like fucking through traffic. Like
You go, girl.
it was like like I can't tell you how many homeless people I've been fucking walking by, and all of a sudden just drop trow and fucking start taking a shit right in the gutter. And I'm like,
Yep.
motherfuckers.
Just
So,
remember, all you activists, LGBTQs, remember, it was done before your time. It was called Hollywoodland.
right? Yeah, like, and it just, I don't know, man. Like, I think the whole making a huge deal about it, like, I get it's like the human, the aspect of like, not cool to, pack people up in a crate and ship them off. But, if we could just get past that for a second. The whole thing would have been dealt with the same as it was in the 40s, or it would have been like common knowledge, which wasn't much as it was in the 40s, if like fucking there wasn't this like mass media hype behind it. And I think that really is what's like driving the controversy more so than what happened, because again that's just been going on since way back in the fucking day. So same shit, different toilet. It doesn't fucking it never stopped. It continued on and just kept changing forms. But now that fucking media is what it is, now all of a sudden like they're hyping the shit out of it, and that's what's fucking blowing it up into like like this fucking deal that nobody seemed to give a shit about in the past. And now that fucking everybody's all woke and is on the fucking internet and like trying not to get canceled, now all of a sudden it's, oh no, we shouldn't do that, or no, that's not how it really is. Like, yes, motherfucker, that's how it really is. That's how it's been. Like, you just fucking weren't privy to it. But the rest of us that were here and we're privy to it, like, can tell you the same shit's been going on since fucking day one. Like, and
That's
now
why,
now it's a big deal. Now it matters.
yeah, that's why, we've talked about this plenty of times. I'm not going to delve into what I've said in the past, but That's why I say when people are trying to cancel in the cancel culture mandate that's going on around now, we should be able to get all their recent posts, all their past history, and go into every aspect of their life. Because if they're going to cancel you for so you can't earn a wage, or you're going to get, canceled from the movies, heaven forbid, that you get canceled as well if you have the same type of weird crap going on in your life.
There was a really cool song that I heard recently, or semi-recently, I guess, about the whole. It was like it's anti-cancel culture. It was a song's called "Zombified," and one of the lines is, "They're pumping us with lies like it's formaldehyde," and so the song's dope. Like it's if you're about the anti-cancel culture movement, you might want to check that one out. It's a band called Falling in Reverse. Uh, so they the whole song is about fuck cancel culture. So
Yeah.
I immediately jumped on the bandwagon. I'm like, yeah, we can use a little of that.
Everyone's got an opinion. It's just a matter of this. Your opinions don't matter, so shut the fuck up. Listen to us.
True. Yes.
On that note, staying in Hollywood land, we had a couple deaths here recently, which, is pretty sad. But, these are great personalities. Shelley Duvall died at 75 recently.
I swear to God, I thought that was the lady that did the fucking lamb chop fucking puppet.
Carol O'Connor or whatever her name.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I'm thinking that's who it was.
Let
Let me look that up.
Some old dead white lady.
Let me see. Lamb chop.
Woman. I don't know. It was like, I'm sure. Oh, the Popeye lady, right?
Oh, it's Sherry Lewis. Sherry Lewis was the lamb chop. Yeah, and Shelley Duvall was in Popeye. She was also in The Shining. She's been in quite a bit of other movies here recently. She had a little bit of a surge going on, and yeah, she had complications from diabetes, I believe.
Diabetes
And diabetes stuff.
Every time we heard the word diabetes, my brain automatically fucking makes it with that guy's voice. Diabetes.
Yeah, I know, and all the memes on that's funny as hell.
Made it into Family Guy too.
Yeah, he did. It's good times. Yeah, she had a resurgence in a couple movies here recently, and she's been doing a couple shows as well. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these great actors just kind of going out, man, dying. It's crazy. And then, the biggest hit that we took was here the other day at 96 years old, Dr. Hilsheimer has passed away. Our lovely doctor of sexology has gone to heaven.
Dr. Ruth.
Yes, when she told you about how masturbation is a normal thing that you should do in love. Love your penis, love your vagina. I don't know if that's a straight quote, but we'll go with it. How's that sound?
It sounds like something she would say.
I think she liked anal sex too. Looked like she did. Yeah, she loved putting it in the ass. I learned a lot of tricks with her, using the tongue and, how to nudge the guy in the canoe and two-finger round bump chump. The first, two in the pink, one in the stink. The minivan, that's that's the minivan. 2 in the front, 5 in the rear. So, yep. Yeah. Yeah, that like that, yeah. And then, all sorts of other fun stuff like the Angry Dragon, Snow Dragon, the Rusty Trombone, Felix the Cat. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's funny. I learned the same shit watching Dr. Jane Goodall.
Well, the shit she did with those monkeys.
Yeah, that.
Oh, and we are talking about real monkeys, okay? So don't get racist on us, people.
At least that's what the documentary on Pornhub said.
Which led into the 1 pink donut and 5 black chocolate covered donuts around her.
All right, guys. Well, we are coming up on our time for this set. But stay tuned in. We got a couple more episodes left in the season, and then we are off to start working on season 8. We're still going to get some pop-ups going. Still going to get some guests rolling through during the off season, and looking forward to it because we actually had after when we did Mail Call and we put out those couple episodes where we had guests on, and more, people started hitting us up. The same guests, they're like, they down to come back and do some more. So it should be fun and interesting. So keep tuning in. Check out the YouTube channel. We're still. Are we in Facebook jail again?
No, we're recently fresh out of Facebook jail.
Oh, no. Another teardrop tattoo.
Just remember, I'm posting a lot up on Instagram, Facebook, and now Thread. So follow us and like us on all those platforms. If you got any funny quips, you want to be heard, I'm constantly checking it. So, there's really not much out there right now. People aren't, giving me their opinions or thoughts. They're just liking and going away. They're staying, following. Make your presence be known. If you're there, like all those bot girls say, just say hi. Oh, because I'm out there putting out content that I've created as well as that I've seen. There's a majority of content that I'm sharing, but I do create some originals in there. The Foo Fighters at the Foo Mart, and there's plenty of other fun ones that I've been posting in there. So just give us our 2 cents, say hi, say you like it. Let us know what you want to see or hear. We're pretty open to that. We've come up with a lot of good stuff since Jester and I have joined together. So we'll keep the ball rolling for you.
All right, guys. Until next time, take a toke and watch all your worries go up in smoke. Peace.